Good morning. What I want to talk today is about, I've got 10 fingers, I've got 10 reasons why creating an online course can be a really brilliant thing to do in your business and therefore how it can impact onto your life. So it can be, first of all, very easy to just think, crikey, everybody's talking about online courses at the moment, like online courses, right? There's one good reason for that is because they are a brilliant addition to your business, and the online education sector interest is booming and continues to. It's like billions and billions a year now. It's the online education industry, and if you create an online course, then you are part of that online education industry. So, 10 reasons. Now, it can be very easy to also just think to yourself, like, close your ears, yeah, online courses. That's if you're already teaching things to people and then you can create an online course with it. No, I also want to challenge that thinking. And then there's a couple of other things that just hold people back. I know people hold themselves back about this all the time. They worry about the technology and crikey, I don't have any time. So I shall come to those towards the end. But let me dive in to the 10 reasons that adding an online course is a brilliant thing for your business and your life. So I'm Susan Weeks, and I make online course creation faster and easier for you. I cut through your learning curve. I teach you exactly what you need to do, what you need to use, step by step. You follow my proven plan, and also I'm really passionate about teaching you the techie stuff, right? So let's just put the techie stuff to one side. I go through that in a great deal of detail for you, all right? The whole reason being so that you can actually get on, get your course created. The sooner you create it, the sooner you can earn money from it, okay? You can't sell a course that is still stuck in your head. Right then, 10 reasons to create an online course in your business. Reason 1, it is actually a very important part of building a strategic business and include it as part of your business model. A business model is just a plan for how you're going to make some profit. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Kath. So it's an important part of your business model. Now, it's a very important way to help you to build a business rather than just creating a job for yourself. So many of us kind of go into business and realise that we've actually created a job for ourselves and we are the worst boss that you've ever had. Okay, so let's look at creating a business. An online course helps us to do that. An online course is totally under your control. It's down to you, yes, to get the damn thing created, to be determined to do it, but also it's down to you, it's under your control. It can't be cancelled and taken away from you. You're not going to a venue that now has got to be closed. You're not dealing with people who like, oh, suddenly I'm ill and I can't do it and I'm going to cancel. There's none of those things going on. This is entirely under your control. And that's why it's a brilliant business model, brilliant business thing to do. So it's part of creating a strategic business. It's helping us build a business and not a job. It stops us from trading time for money. You get true leverage, as they call it, with an online course, because you put the effort into it, yes, to create it, and obviously there's ongoing effort afterwards, but you record it once, sell it many times over. That's leverage. It's also scalable and doable as a one-man band, as a micro entrepreneur, as a small business owner. It depends how you want to describe yourself. But most of us have, and a lot of the people that I've spoken to and who I know, we've all escaped from corporate life. We've all escaped those damn teams and corporate structures, and because we want to do our own thing. And it's very easy to see a lot of the kind of big online course gurus please be aware, they do have big teams behind them. The ones who we're talking about, those 6- and 7-figure launches, they've got teams behind them. But creating a business based around online courses or adding online courses into your business is, again, very doable just for one person, okay? Your own business online anyway, and have already learned a lot of the skills that you will need to go ahead and get your course going. So it's not, yes, there will be new things to learn, but it's not the insurmountable barrier that people seem to have in their head about what's needed to create a course. So it is doable and scalable from the perspective of one person, which again I think is important. Yes, you can get help in if you want, if you need, but this is all doable by one person. Again, it's part of your business model. How are you structuring your business and your life to enable you to earn the money that you want, to create the business that you want without going completely and utterly crazy, right? We don't need to chase after every strategy that we see on the internet, right? But creating an online course is a really great way of creating a scalable and it's business, and it's doable from one person's perspective as well. It's certainly something that I'm very interested in. I don't want to build a team. I don't want any of that hassle. 20 odd years ago, I had what we called then a geographically dispersed team, i.e. I had people in my team who were all over the country and in several countries as well. And that was 20 odd years ago, before people even really thought about working like that. I don't want to do that again, right? I'm developing a business for me that I can run how I want to do under my control. Again, that's why lots of my friends and artist friends, we all want the same kind of thing. Adding an online course is a really great way to do that. It adds variety into your business. Now, when we start off in business, most of us have kind of like one thing that we're doing. It may be that you're, creating art for commissions, or you're teaching a certain thing, or, you teach something in a hall like yoga or whatever, or you're providing coaching services or virtual assistant services, professional services. We all pretty much start off with one thing. And that's where we start to then limit ourselves as well. So by adding a course, we can add variety and leverage into our business, and we can help people work with us in different ways as well, adding those extra income streams in. An online course is a really great way of creating additional income streams, to be able to create a more reliable income stream. If you get this down to a kind of fine art, yes, you do have to market, obviously, just like we have to market everything else. But it can really add into that resilient income stream, so you're not relying on one source of income either. For example, it could be that you are brilliant at the service that you do, or brilliant at creating the art that you do, but you're full. You haven't got another minute in the day that you want to spend creating that thing. Or you might not be full, right? But your head is absolutely full. Your head's full. You've got no headspace left to do anything else in your business, right? So that's going to create an income ceiling. Yes, you can put your prices up. There will be some kind of ceiling at which point your price rises are no longer attractive. But putting a course in helps bringing in a different source of revenue, and it helps people to work with you in different ways. Now, it may be that if you put your prices up, then you say, but not everybody can afford me anymore. Well, those people who can't afford you anymore, who have a less budget that they want to allocate to the thing that you help them with, then that person, Sabrina, then that person can work with you via your online course. Yeah, so people who don't have the budget to work with you one-on-one on your premium services, they can still have a piece of you, right, and can still benefit from your advice and your support, or whatever it is that you're setting your course up to do. they can still benefit from that, of course, but it's more budget applicable to them. It's a more appropriate budget to them. They can afford you, right? So that's another benefit of creating a course. If you have some kind of, set process where maybe you are onboarding clients and people, or, you teach a certain thing, then it gets to the point where it's like, oh, good grief, I'm repeating myself over and over. Every new person that comes along or every new thing that happens, you've got to explain the same damn stuff all the time. And if you're repeating the same damn stuff all the time, that's another indication there that actually putting that into an online course, that's going to save up a huge amount of time, get rid of that boredom and that repetition thing. And again, frees you up to do more valuable work at a higher price if you're doing one-on-one or services, or helps you to set up like some kind of group coaching thing, or, there's all sorts of different ways in which you can do this. It's how you can give people a slice of you and how they can experience working with you without directly working with you. However, you can build that into your business. So again, don't just think that creating an online course is only for people who already teach something, right? There's lots of ways in which you can strategically bring a course into your business. It's like a secondary thing, really, to help you leverage your expert time in one-to-one higher level stuff. So yeah, it frees up your time. It helps you avoid repetition. People can afford to work with you at different levels, and you can provide different experiences for them as well. Having an online course truly positions you as an expert. Yeah, people say, oh, they've got a course, they must be an expert. It's that same kind of glow that people think, oh, they've got a podcast, they must be an expert. Or in particular, oh, they've written a book, they must be an expert. So there's still that thing of, if you've got a course or a number of courses, you are putting yourself out there as the expert, and you are the expert in the thing that you want to teach people. So own it. Be that expert. You are an expert. You don't have to think that you are the world's expert in your thing, because quite often what people really value is working with somebody who's maybe only a few steps ahead of them, because it's still relevant. They can still see where you're going, where you are, and it's relevant to them. Whereas perhaps following some guru with who've got a following of like 6 million, it feels unrelatable. That person's totally forgot what it's like to be a one-man band learning the thing that they're learning about. They're so removed from it now. So you can still be an expert in your world. You can still impact people and people's lives in more ways than what you could probably even think about. All right. So adding an online course into your business makes you look like an expert and helps you impact people in a different way, sometimes in a more useful way. Not everybody can be available when you are. If you have an online course that is basically running all the time, that's what I do with mine, then people can start now. They can spend time learning when they want to learn. And I think that truly then reflects how you want to help people, because you help them learn in their way and their time space. And when they have time, they don't have to fit around you. All right? An online course gives you access to the whole world. If you've been teaching a thing in the local hall, then having an online course means that people in other time zones and other locations can have a piece of you. Particularly if you're teaching quite a unique craft or something like that, and people think, oh, I really wish I could come to your classes, but I live the other side of the world. Now they can. Why? Because you have put the effort into creating an online course. You can reach anybody, anywhere, anytime. Excellent. Just by being a one man, one woman band, right? The impact and the course doesn't necessarily have to be all about business either. A lot of my arty friends, people want to learn that skill because it's going to add joy and happiness to their lives. And while everything in the world is pretty damn crap, let's say at the moment, there's so much going on. in that same vein, there are so many people who have taken an interest in crafts and hobbies. They've come back to them. They want to learn. They want to learn just the joy of doing something with their hands and switching off. You can be that person that brings that joy and that hobby into their life. Even though you have a business around business, is there something in your life that people ask you about all the time? How the hell have you done that? Oh, that's fantastic. Or, you may have do something just on a hobby basis that people ask you about. That could be something you could bring in as a course. It's like a sideline almost, everything doesn't have to be directly related to your business. But the more you have some variety in your life, then again, that helps you to achieve your goals without having all this, stress of maybe only having 2 or 3 clients just doing the same thing. So, another good reason about creating an online course is it is ultimately very much a step-by-step process, right? And it's a process that can be learnt. The technology, we've never had so much choice, which can be overwhelming, yeah? But again, those are things that can be learnt. Quite often people say, I can't do the tech. But my challenging question to that is, well, how have you actually tried to learn? Have you actually found somebody who can teach you properly, or have you spent all of your life trying to Google for free? As Pat Flynn, a kind of a fairly famous internet marketer, says very often, and I love it, his phrase is, there's the free way and there's the headache-free way to learn something. Yes, you can learn everything you want off YouTube and Google. It's going to take you forever. You're not sure what it is that the quality of what you're learning. You have to kind of piece it all together. To get rid of the headache and do that headache-free learning, invest in some proper advice, and then I think you'll find a lot of your technology woes will melt away. Certainly, that's something that I say I'm very keen on helping people. Technology training is something I've been doing since 1996. That's quite a long time. So it's a very step-by-step process, and by following proven processes and plans, you can minimise your risk. It feels scary, doesn't it? You can minimise that risk. And stop the time wasting as well, which is the other thing that we're frightened about. You've maybe had your fingers burnt before in buying unsuitable courses. Perhaps sometimes a bit more research and understanding that there will be the thing that reflects how you learn will be out there. Probably isn't going to be one of those big guru courses that cost several thousand and there's several thousand joined them. That might not be the best place for you. So if you then build in some of these ideas, then an online course becomes a very important strategic step as to how people can work with you. It doesn't all have to be about one-to-one. You can put some pre-recorded stuff together so people can self-study or do it as part of a group program. Makes sense. Money. Let's talk about the money side of things. So a strategic online course is something that has an excellent return on investment. So yes, there is upfront effort, but I'll come back to that in a minute. There is things that you will probably have to learn, and there's certainly things that you'd have to create. And if you're doing something, trying to record, you teach art or a craft, you need to learn how to, you're filming your hands. If you're doing like yoga or, martial art, you have to be filmed doing the actual thing. They bring some logistical challenges of their own, but again, a bit of practice, a bit of advice, and a bit of thought. We can get around all of those. So yeah, there is that. You may need to buy a few odds and ends, but most people now have got a good enough quality phone to be able to record lots of video on anyway. Stands and tripods, a microphone, some lights, things like that. It's not, again, we don't have to spend millions of pounds. We're not trying to equip a studio at the BBC here, okay? We do need to make sure that we are able to create content of good enough quality that people are happy that they've paid you to learn. And although we don't want everything to be about how the thing looks, you can structure your course so that it's a far more convenient way for people to learn. So there is things to do there, but ultimately, there is some investment in your time, in learning things, and possibly some equipment. But a course will very, very quickly repay that. So, for example, my course on how to create an online course, the example there is the price of that is going up on Sunday to £750. Hi, Marianne. There would be a small investment in equipment. So let's say you've kind of like, you're looking at, well, £1,000. If you've got an online course, you need to sell 10 at £100 and you've recouped that money straight away. You could sell 20 at £50. You could sell 2 at 500. We're talking about very small numbers that you need to recoup the investment. Bearing in mind, we're talking about us as one women, one men band, right? So a course truly does repay back very quickly. And certainly if you use the well-established pilot course or founding members strategy that I teach and everybody else teaches, then you can finish up getting paid to even create the course in the first place, right? So that is a thing. That is how most people do it these days. Yes, it can feel scary. Yes, you're putting your feet to the fire. Yes, you've got another dimension to think about if you're, and a lot of my embroidery friends, physically creating it, because you've got to create the work while you're doing it, does take longer than just picking up a phone and talking. But again, plan that in. So a course really does have excellent return on investment. And once you've recovered that money, which you can see with only 10, 5, 2 people, every single time you sell that course from now until doomsday, you are making money out of it. There may be a small expense in terms of online course hosting, for example, somewhere to put it, so it's a nice interface for people to learn from. It's almost like printing money. Yes, get that upfront work done. Get somebody like me to hold your hand while you're doing it, so it's not stressful, so you're not wasting time, so you don't feel as if you've had your fingers burnt, all right? And you feel as if you are making progress. And that's the key thing with all of this. Be determined that this is what you're going to do, and use that as the motivation to get started, and use that as the kind of determination to damn well finish it as well. So there we are. I said 10 reasons why you would want to create an online course, and I think that's probably about 20 reasons at least, right? Thank you, Sabrina. So just coming back to the tech and the time issues, you can get around both the, I've got no time, and B, I don't know anything about the tech, by, as I say, jumping on to a course, yes, like mine, but there's lots out there. There's lots of other people you can learn from as well. I'm obviously not the only one. If you follow a proven course development process and you find somebody who can teach you the tech, who's teaching you the appropriate stuff for where you are in your business and not trying to, show you all these like tons and tons of things that cost a fortune, then this is something that you can learn. And you need to provide the determination. I can't be determined. I am determined for you, right? You have to be determined as well. And between the both of us being determined, wow, we're going to create some great results. So yeah, think about the free way versus the headache-free way. And the headache-free way is the way I go with this. I'm here to hold your hand. I am your guide. Every hero in every film needs a guide. And in terms of online course creation, I'm your guide. So obviously, yes, I have a course. I've called it Crafty Online Course Creation because it really does home in on a lot of the challenges. So I've really aimed it at a lot of my artist, crafter, maker friends, people who are doing martial arts and yoga and stuff like that as well. But it does work for everybody else. I have to pick an example, don't I? So I've picked the example that is in my world. So yeah, Crafty Online Course Creation. And if you go through my other videos, if you go on my website, if you go on the link in bio, I've got a learning centre with tons of videos like this, and you can also find out, link in bio, you can take it to my sales page. And I will say this as a bit of an incentive, that many people I know have been sit on the fence with this for a long time. And to help you jump, here's a last piece of information. So currently my course, which is open, you can start now, it's always open. It has very detailed, well-structured kind of tech tutorials and stuff in there. It follows my proven process, over the last, say, I first created my first course in 1996. Yes, I am that old. And I've created over 20 kind of tech courses for a major freelance learning platform as well. So this is something that I do. My career has been through technology and training. That reflects in the course. What else I was going to say about it? That, yes, you also get a lot of my support. So twice a month, I do an open Q&A session on Zoom. You turn up, you ask your questions, you chat about stuff, and very often there might be 3 or 4 people there, right? It's a small person experience, right? A small group experience. So you get my personal attention. You buy the course off me, you get my personal attention. You're not fobbed off with associates and all that kind of thing. No, I don't do that. You get me, all right? And you also can keep turning up for those as much as you want, right? There's no time limit how fast you've got to do this. I've got some people who are still working their way through after 7 or 8 months because they've got other priorities. Others have kind of zoomed through it and got their course up and running and out there. Yeah. So you get my support as long as you need it. Again, a very unique experience. So to get down to the last point there, to help you jump if that's what you need, then currently the one pay price for that, the full pay price is £497. On Sunday the 1st of May, my price is going up to £750. So if this is something that you feel like you want to do, or you've heard me talk about this for months, right? This is your chance to jump. Otherwise, it's going to cost you £250 more. I do have 2 different payment plans as well. You can pay in 2 or you can pay in 6. And the 6 pay currently is £99 a month. They'll need to be changed in line with the price rise as well. So that might be another reason why you want to do this, because actually you're going to save yourself some money that you could then spend on a few bits and pieces of equipment and actually get this damn thing done. The sooner you start, the sooner you get this out of your head, the sooner the money from those sales starts to pop into your bank account. And goodness me, is that a fantastic feeling. And that's the feeling that I want for you, right? So let's develop our business in a way that isn't killing us, in a way that's scalable for us as a one person. If that's what we want to do, then adding a course is a brilliant way into your business for many reasons. I said 10, I think I've probably given 15 or 20 there, right? And the last one being, actually my price is going up as well. So I'll leave that with you. Any questions, please just drop me a message. I'm always, always, always happy to jump on a chat with you if you've got questions for me. I'm always here to help, and I'm always cheering you on. And I always say that because it's always true, right? So have a brilliant rest of the day or evening or whenever you're listening to this. And any questions at all, drop me a message. My website is virtualityworks.com, but if you just go on the link in bio there, you'll be able to hop on and have a look at the sales page to see more of the detail, and also have a look at some of the other videos like this that I have created for you on the Learning Centre. Have a splendid day, and I look forward to helping you create your online course. Bye for now.